Hey guys, today we're going to look at the largest Hindu temple in Indonesia. This is called the Prambanan temple and it is at least 1,200 years old. Let's go take a look and see what it has to offer. The Prambanan temple is the second largest Hindu temple in Southeast Asia. It's also the second largest temple in Indonesia next to Borobudur, and it is also the tallest temple in Indonesia. Now, there is a very interesting story about Prambanan. 17 years ago, something crazy happened in the ancient Prambanan temple. On 27th May 2006, it was early in the morning. It was 5:55 a.m. It was a Saturday, so it was crowded. So a lot of tourists were waiting outside the Prambanan temple. And some of them had already gotten the tickets and they wanted to come into the Prambanan temple. But as the tourists were getting ready to come into the temple, a massive earthquake hit this place. And we're talking about a 5.9 Richter scale earthquake that struck the Prambanan temple. In fact, you see that temple tower? You see that temple tower? That the temple tower has a top, a cone-like top called the Ratna. But this temple tower does not have it. You see, this is empty. You know why? This is blank. You know why? Because of the earthquake. Now, where's that top piece? I'll show you. So you see, this Ratna or the Kalasam, the top piece of that temple, fell down because of the earthquake. And today, they've left it here just as a reminder, and they've put a plaque here telling us what happened. Now, the Ratna or the Kalasam actually fell from there and fell here. And then it bounced to there. So when the earth started shaking, the Kalasam or the Ratna fell from there to here. It got broken a little bit and then it bounced like a ball and then it got stationed here. No tourists could get in that day. Everybody had to go back, by the way. Okay. In Prambanan temple, there's something very different. The Prambanan temple is adorned with stupas. Let me show you. So this should definitely remind you of a stupa. The stupa has this kind of a cylindrical top. It comes out like this, and then there's a nice bulge like this, and a base which looks like a lotus. Now, this is a typical stupa, but the main issue is stupas or Buddhist temples. They're not really Hindu temples. A stupa, by definition, is a Buddhist temple. And these structures are found all over the Prambanan temple. We're not talking about one or two. We're talking about all around us, right? And this is really fantastic. It looks amazing. And I've shown you many stupas on my channel. But to see these many stupas in a Hindu temple is something unique. Now, but what do historians and archaeologists of Indonesia say? They don't call this a stupa if this is in a Hindu temple. They call it a Ratna, which means a precious jewel or a precious stone. They call this a Ratna and not a stupa. And they believe that even though they look similar, these are Hindu structures and the Ratnas are placed on top of all the Hindu temples in Indonesia. So I'm showing you this huge lineup of stupas here, right? So there are so many stupas, or Ratnas as some people call it. And then here's a broken one. But if you really look carefully, you may also think of them as a lingam. The top of this looks like a cylinder, which is a typical lingam, and the bottom has this bulgy base that looks like a yoni. Now, this is also yet another argument of the Hindus in Indonesia. They say, no, this is not stupa, this is a lingam and a yoni. And on top of every Hindu temple, you'll see something that looks very much like a stupa, but they argue that it is a lingam and yoni together called Ratna. So you can see a bunch of Ratnas, and look on top of me, behind me, on top of me. Look on top of that temple tower. This is actually a big temple tower. My face is just hiding that. And if you look at the very top, you will see the same structure. You'll see the same Ratna placed on top of the Hindu temple tower. The most important part of this is that stupas always house something precious that once belonged to Buddha. For example, some stupas will have a tooth of Lord Buddha. Some stupas will have the begging bowl of Lord Buddha. And the stupa is the structure that holds it. Some people are saying that the reason why they call this Ratna or this as Ratna is because there are precious stones and gold and diamond and emerald and ruby placed inside them. And this is the practice that's still followed in India. They call it kalasa, which looks like a pot. And inside the pot, they will put 9 precious stones. And maybe this is what they have done with these temple tops as well. They have put precious stones, 9 precious stones, emeralds, diamonds, and ruby, and maybe gold and all that stuff. And that's why they call it Ratna, which means precious stones. Okay? But we don't know that for sure. I hope you guys like this video. I am PraveenMohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.